And over here is the world's most haunted bed. Sup, bro? Holy sh**. Hey man, that's not nice. Imagine if I walked up to you and yelled like that. Oh. Yeah, you kind of hurt my feelings. My bad. So you're real? Yes, and you're kind of invading my personal space. Well, yeah, I'm filming a special. Can you do something spectacular for the camera? Aw, man, that's kind of an inconvenience for me. I mean, I'm not asking for much. You kind of are. Okay, rude. Yeah, well, who's intruding on whose house? Well, I guess I'm gonna go? Yeah, you do that. What a weird guy. Yeah, I heard that. What's up, everyone? It's your local ghost hunter here, and today we're going to be talking about some spooky shit. So grab your blankie or your teddy bear or whatever your comfort object is, because we're about to get spooky. Ghosts. They're everywhere you go. Not literally. Well, maybe. What I mean by that is ghosts are a very popular topic of conversation, a very popular medium in the media. Whether it be movies about ghosts, TV shows about ghost hunters, or just random videos you find online about ghosts, they seem to be everywhere. So, do ghosts exist? Well, maybe. Who knows, to be honest. Personally, I think they could exist. I have a few ghost stories myself. I've seen quote-unquote ghosts in my life. And I use quotations because it doesn't exactly prove that ghosts are real to me. For all I know, I could be bad insane, but I'm hopeful that I'm not. So in today's video, I wanted to tell my ghost stories and also talk about different ghost topics as well. Cue the spooky music. Now, throughout my life, I've had a few encounters with the paranormal. My stepmom actually thinks I may be sensitive to it, as in they tend to be drawn to me. I don't exactly know what it means, but I've definitely had a few encounters. Every now and then, I swear I see someone standing in the corner, or someone, appears in front of me out of nowhere and then quickly disappears. Like, I feel like someone's watching me sometimes, but I have two big stories that have happened to me personally. The first story happened when I was about 16 years old, and I remember it vividly. I was sitting there with the lights on, reading a book or doing some shit, when all of a sudden I looked up and I see one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. It was a figure with long black hair and orange eyes just staring at me. I jumped back in shock from what I just saw, and it looked at me as if it were startled as well, and it ran away. And as it ran away, I swear to God, I heard the pitter-patter of its feet hitting the ground. Now, as far as I know, I'm not a schizophrenic in any way. I mean, I was wide awake when it happened. What was it? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was a demon. Who knows? Now, my next story happened to me while I was at my most recent job. For context, the building I was in was a very old building, and it had quite the history to it. It had been multiple restaurants beforehand. It was even rumored to be a strip club at one point, although that's not confirmed, but there was a pole in the building. Again, not confirmed, so don't quote me on that. Also, the side of town that it was in was old as well, so there was a lot going on. Also, I'm not the only one who's had an experience with the paranormal there. Other people swear up and down that there's a ghost in the building. Anyway, there I was, all alone, working, when all of a sudden I see out the corner of my eye someone standing there. Now, with what I know of the building, I wasn't too shocked, slightly unnerved, but not too scared. I merely just told it, I see you, and then I went about my business. Oh, folks, it doesn't end there. As I continued about my day, the sensor to the front door went off, so I figured someone had walked in. So I went out into the lobby and found not one person there. Weird, right? But I guess someone maybe walked in and then left. That's not completely out of the ordinary, and that's what I told myself to feel better. But as I was standing there, the sensor went off again and no one walked in. At this point, I was starting to get a bit anxious, but I brushed it off. Some time passed and I was in the back kitchen again when all of a sudden I just hear Thomas. As clear as day, someone said my name. I was the only one in the building. I would say the final straw that I had was I was working on some prep work when I turned around to see a shadow just run straight toward me. I'm talking, you know that scene in Get Out when he's in the back and that one guy just starts running toward him out of nowhere? It was like that. At this point, I'm completely terrified. Off and leave me alone, I said to the ghost. Again, not schizophrenic. I was wide awake, I was working, and my story is backed up by the fact that other people I've worked with had similar stories to share. Who knows, really? Maybe I'm just bat crazy, but I'm almost certain that I'm not. I'll leave it up to y'all. Maybe you believe me, maybe you don't, but I know what happened.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, as someone who's somewhat interested in the paranormal, I find myself watching a lot of paranormal type videos on YouTube, and I even find myself venturing into ghost hunting shows. While entertaining to watch, I find that a lot of it is either blatantly fake or extremely exaggerated. One of the most prime examples of this is Ghost Adventures. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Ghost Adventures, but I enjoy it knowing that more than likely that most of what they're doing is either fake or over exaggerated. I mean, almost every single reaction that they have is just over the top. It's also been proven that some of the stories that they've told in the show is just over embellished or fake. There have been many YouTubers to go and improve this. YouTubers like John Wolf. Now, I do understand why they do this because let's be honest, it would be a pretty boring show if they just didn't over embellish just a little bit. It wouldn't be watched. But at what cost are they doing this? Honestly, it ruins any kind of credibility that they have. Am I saying that everything they do is fake? Maybe. I'm not really sure. I believe that the places they go to are probably haunted to some degree, and I do think the people that they interview have probably experienced some form of a paranormal experience, but let's be honest, it's all kind of bull at the end of the day. Now, of course, there's also millions and millions of ghost videos on YouTube, with the majority of them being questionable, and that's a nice way of putting it.
Scary friend. Scary friend.
This is Future Thomas. I'm currently editing the video, and I just wanted to add this little part in there. It's kind of very obvious that you can tell that these things are fake because all you got to do is just add spooky music to it and then add a creepy filter onto it, and it's just very obvious that it's fake. I'm not worried about it right now, but just in case this video blah 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 blows up in the future, don't go sending hate toward anybody who makes ghost video content. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do that. That's never a good idea. I'm merely including this specific channel in there to just show an example of it. Okay, back to the video. Most of them is kind of obvious that it's fake, like with certain audio clips obviously being added to the video to make it scarier and more watchable. Don't get me wrong, these videos, much like the Ghost Adventures show, are very entertaining to watch. Like, I go down a rabbit hole of ghost videos and I find myself just watching video after video. Do I think they're real? Absolutely not, but they sure are fun to watch. Now, there are many channels that dedicate their videos to debunking these kinds of things. Channels like John Wolf, who I mentioned earlier, he's a great example of this. I have personally thought about just doing a similar series where I talk about ghost videos and different urban legends. I don't know, the topic of the paranormal is very interesting to me. So what's my take on the paranormal? Do I think it's real? Do I think it's fake? Well, I'm on the fence about it, to say the least. On one hand, I have my own personal experiences with it. It leads me to believe that there's a possibility of it existing. And on the other hand, there's just so many things that proves that it's fake or more exaggerated than what it actually is. Maybe it's the dead coming back to haunt us. But one theory that I personally like to entertain is that these are beings from different dimensions that just happen to peer into our world here and there. You're insane! Yeah. I know it's a little far-fetched, but hey, at least it's a cool idea. I don't know. What do you think? Do ghosts exist? Is it all an elaborate hoax to scare the masses into thinking there's an afterlife? Is there a afterlife? Are we doomed to eternal damnation? Are we? Jesus Christ. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you have any suggestions on what I should do next, be sure to let me know in the comments. I have a bunch of content coming up that I'm pretty excited about, so be sure to tune in for the future videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.